Hello there, this is Scott and welcome along to another vlog. And I'm a little bit cheesed off at the moment because I spent 3 hours this morning recording all the sections for the vlog. Then I went to edit it and I realised then that I must have forgotten to turn the freaking microphone on. So I've now got to record the whole lot again and then try and get it edited and uploaded for this evening. So like I said, a bit annoyed at the moment to say the least. Anyway, let's crack on, and I'm going to start off by doing a giveaway. So the guys over at vapor.co.uk have very generously donated a Infinite CLT V3 Mini RDA, or rebuildable dripping atomizer, to give away to one of you guys. And it's in a sealed box. Obviously I don't want to take it out of the box. I want to send you something that is, completely brand new. But what I will do is try and pinch a few photos from their website so you can actually sort of see what you're going to be winning. And I don't know too much about the atomizer, to be quite honest, but according to the website, it has a 6-slot airflow control system, milled negative posts, deep juice wells, peak spit back screen, peak spit back screen, I can't even say that, peak spit back screen, and a adjustable copper center pin. So if you fancy a chance of winning a nice rebuildable dripping atomizer, all you've got to do is simply leave a comment in the comment section below. You'll automatically be entered, and then in the next vlog I'll use a random generator and pick out a winner. And by the way, these giveaways, they are worldwide. Doesn't matter what country you're in, doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, everyone gets a fair chance of winning. Okay, so I mentioned in a few vlogs back that I stopped doing e-liquid reviews just because I found it to be a bit of a pain in the arse and a bit of a waste of time as well. But what I said I could do is that in my vlogs I might occasionally do a sort of first impressions on some e-liquids. And during the week I was contacted by a guy called Mido. I think that's how you pronounce his name, or Mido, M-I-D-O, and he makes the quite popular and well-known Scorpion Blood e-liquid. He's come out with some new flavours, and he said, look, can I send you over my new range of juice, and you do a review on them? And I said, well, I don't do reviews anymore on e-liquids. I haven't done for about sort of 2 years now, but what I can do is a first impression, so that's what I'm going to be doing now for you very quickly. Now, he did send over 5 flavours. One of them was the Scorpion Blood, but I've already reviewed that about 2 years ago, something like that, so it seems completely pointless doing the first impressions on something. I already know exactly what it tastes like and I've already reviewed it in the past, so I'm going to skip that one. But for those who haven't heard of Scorpion Blood, it's a very, very strong sort of aniseed / absinthe style vape. It's sort of green in colour, and it will crack your tank if it gives it so much as a slightly funny look, so you will need to use a glass tank or a metal tank with it. But I said, if you do like your really strong absinthe / sort of aniseed vapes, you probably enjoy the older Scorpion Blood. The other flavours are going to be the Yellow, the Nana, the Buzo, and the Mamalicious. It says these are all made of 100% VG, but all the flavours are PG. I'm not too sure if I meant to mention about how much flavouring he adds, but I'll keep that to myself at the moment just in case I don't tread on toes. But it works out roughly sort of 80% VG, 20% PG, but that sort of gives the game away anyway there. Doesn't have a website at the moment. He did have a website, but he went tits up for whatever reason. So now these are being sold via Instagram. I'll put his Instagram sort of tag on there, and also via Facebook, and I'll put his Facebook group on there as well. He says they are very strong flavours, so you can cut them down quite a bit to obviously make it sort of stretch a bit further, make it a little bit more cost effective, and you're not going to notice too much difference on the flavour in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've already pre-recorded the actual sort of vaping sort of first impressions, so I'll give you a quick description of what the flavour is meant to be like here, then we'll cut to the kitchen, do the actual first impressions, then come back here, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the first one I'm going to be doing a first impressions of is called Yellow, which I don't actually think is a new one because it's been out for quite some time now, as far as I can recall anyway. But it's called Yellow, and the description is given here is became more creamy apple pie. So I don't know if it's changed flavour slightly over the last sort of few months or ever since it's come out, but it says became more creamy apple pie. Right, so this one, if I recall correctly, is described as a creamy apple pie. Don't know how Big Bang was there, but creamy apple pie. I wouldn't really describe it as a creamy apple pie. Um, the one flavour that I'm really picking up quite strongly is it's like bonfire toffee or sort of treacle, that sort of flavour. That's like one of the main ones, or sort of treacle toffee, I suppose is the best way to describe it. And then I'm getting a nice sort of apple flavour with it as well, but I wouldn't describe it as apple pie. I can't taste like, you know, the sort of typical pie crust that you normally associate with an apple pie flavoured e-liquid. But it's a really nice apple flavour. Not overly strong on the apple though. The dominant flavour is definitely this sort of treacle toffee flavour, but it's actually quite a nice vape though. It's leaving a really nice aftertaste on my tongue. It feels like it's very sweet. It almost feels like I've just had a sort of a spoonful of sugar, and you're getting that sort of aftertaste of the sugar. So it's nice and sweet. So yeah, for me, it's not really what I'd class as a creamy apple pie. This for me is more like treacle toffee apple. That's the way that I would describe it anyway. But overall, a nice flavoured vape. Alright, so the next one is called Nana, and this is described as a raspberry cream Auger cookie. I've never heard of an Auger cookie, spelled A-U-G-E-R, so if you do know what an Auger cookie is, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, like I said, it's called Nana, and its description is a raspberry cream Auger cookie. Okay, so straight away the predominant flavour here is raspberry, and it's a really nice raspberry actually. It's not artificial. It tastes very natural. There's no sort of real added sweetness to it. Just a very nice sort of raspberry flavour, natural raspberry as well. Now I think the description is raspberries and creamy Auger cookie, if I recall correctly. I'm not getting what I would call any sort of cookie flavour. I think at a very sort of vague stretch on the inhale, I can taste maybe like a sort of a very faint biscuit flavour, a little bit like a sort of McVitie's digestive biscuit. But for me, you know, if I didn't know it had a cookie in the title, I probably wouldn't have picked out any sort of dessert or sort of biscuity type flavours out of it at all. For me, this is just a raspberry flavoured e-liquid, but a very nice raspberry flavoured e-liquid, nice and refreshing. I like most raspberry flavoured e-liquids. It's just don't really particularly like raspberries the fruit. Like they're all right, but as in e-liquids or raspberry flavoured drinks, it's a really nice flavour. But most of the e-liquids have that sort of slight artificial raspberry flavour, which I don't mind. I actually really like that flavour. But this is, I would describe it as more natural raspberry because you haven't got that sort of slight added sweetness to it. Yeah, it's a nice refreshing vape. For me, it's just a raspberry flavoured e-liquid, but like I said, a very nice raspberry flavoured e-liquid at that. Okay, so like I said, I have pre-recorded all the vaping shots here, so I can tell you straight away, you know, what one is my favourite out of the bunch. And without a doubt, it's this one here. It's called Buzo, and it's described as a creamy strawberry yogurt, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so this is Buzo. and that is really nice. That's described as creamy strawberry yogurt. And I think that, well, I don't think it's creamy, but I would definitely describe it as strawberry yogurt. And I'm quite surprised because I've had a few yogurt vapes in the past, and they've been nice, but I've not been overly impressed with them. I've never really sort of picked out the yogurt side of it. You know, just if I've had I don't know, like a peach yogurt type flavour, I've got the peach, but not particularly the yogurt. And I've even tried mixing up my own DIY sort of yogurt style vapes, and they've always come out a bit pants, to be quite honest. The yogurt flavouring, if you smell it on its own, it smells a little bit like vomit, and when I've mixed it up, that's pretty much what it tastes like as well. This, however, does not taste like vomit. This, for me, tastes exactly like a really nice strawberry yogurt. Not creamy, but definitely a strawberry yogurt though. Really nice vape. I'm really surprised because, like I said, I've had yogurt vapes before, and my own DIY mixing of yogurt flavours have not been overly impressive, but this does actually taste really like a strawberry yogurt. And the actual the strength of the flavour for me is pretty much spot on. I don't like I like strong flavours, but with certain sort of vapes, like if you've got something like a yogurty style vape or a dessert style vape, if it's too strong, it gets a little bit sickly quite quickly. But the strength of this, the actual flavour, is for me, it's just sort of absolutely spot on. Really, I could see myself quite happy vaping this all day long. Mm. And that is the postman just turning up, so I'm going to wrap that one up there. So that is a Buzo, a very nice strawberry yogurt vape. I'm going to go and see what he's bought me. Okay, so the last one on the list is called Mummalicious, and this is described as a vanilla custard cookie cream. Okay, so this feels a little bit awkward because I do some of my own sort of DIY mixing, and I've got one flavour which I call custard batter cake, and it tastes pretty much exactly like it, to be honest. So I've got a good idea of the sort of flavourings that are involved here. Now I think the description is vanilla custard cookie cream. Again, I'm not really getting the cookie side of it. It's most definitely a vanilla vape. It's most definitely custard, and I wouldn't really say it's got a cream flavour as such, but it's definitely a creamy vape. If you like your vanilla custards, chances are you're going to really enjoy this one as well. And one thing I like about it is that you get a really nice sort of lingering aftertaste, almost again like you just had like a spoonful of sugar, and it's like it makes your saliva a little bit thicker right on the back of your tongue, just that really nice sort of lingering sweet dessert flavour, as though you just had a nice dessert in a fancy restaurant. Yeah, it really is very similar to the one that I make. If somebody just come along and switched over my tanks without telling me, I probably wouldn't really notice that difference in flavours. But because I do know it's a different flavour here, I can taste a slight difference, but quite minimal though. But like I say, a very nice custardy or vanilla custard style vape. Very nice. Okay, so that was the Mummalicious. Okay, so they were my first impressions of the new e-liquids from Mido. Without a doubt, my favourite one of the bunch is the Buzo, which is the strawberry yogurt flavour, and that is a really nice flavour, and it does taste very much like a strawberry yogurt. And like I mentioned, quite surprising because I've had a few sort of yogurt style vapes before. I've tried making my own, and they've never really tasted much like a yogurt. Whereas this one, very much like a strawberry yogurt, really nice. And the second favourite one is the Mama-licious, but that is mainly because it tastes very much like one that I mixed myself anyway. Okay, so what have I been up to? Well, last week I didn't get any reviews or vlogs recorded. My kids were on their half term, and I thought, I'm just going to have a bit of time off and chill out with the kids basically and have a bit of a laugh with them. But I did go on the Ideal Ohm show on Thursday night, I think it was. And the Ideal Ohm show it's like an internet TV chat show type thing. It's basically like a Google Hangout is the best way to describe it. There's, you've got a few of these type of things. I know in America they seem to have literally dozens of shows, and probably one off the top of my head is the Plumes of Hazard. So it's very much sort of like that. I know over here we have VTTV, but I'm not really too aware of many others, to be quite honest, apart from the Ideal Ohm show. And I do get asked quite often to go on these sort of type of programs, and I'm not an overly confident person. I'm fine talking like one-on-one with the camera here, because I know if I make a cock up, all I need to do is press stop, and then the record button, I can redo it over and over again until I'm happy with it. Whereas if you're doing those sort of shows and it's going out live as well as being recorded, and you haven't got any sort of control over what you're saying, I always get very paranoid that I'm just gonna just make a bit of a tit of myself, say something stupid, like I said, just I'm not that sort of confident person who likes to sort of put myself out there. I'd much rather sort of lurk in the shadows like some sort of weird stalker. But I prefer to be unnoticed rather than noticed. I sort of get a bit shy if I'm sort of put on the spot, if you see what I mean. But like I said, I get quite a few of these people sort of saying, do you want to come on this show and that show? And I normally sort of give them my excuses, and then they tend to sort of forget all about it. Whereas I was contacted by a guy called Dean Petit, I think his name is. I know his name's Dean, who is the Vaping Bico, who's another sort of YouTube reviewer, and he is one of the hosts on the Ideal Ohm show. And he contacted me, I think it must have been about sort of 2 months ago now, and said, do you want to come on? And I made me excuses, and then he come back a few weeks later, and he sort of said, how about now, you're feeling as though you want to sort of give it a shot? And I sort of made excuses, and then I think this guy ain't going to leave me alone here. And then eventually I sort of said, look, I'll be honest, Yavi, I do get quite a bit of anxiety doing these sort of things. It's not really my sort of cup of tea. I don't really like to sort of put myself out there sort of thing. I like to keep myself to myself. And he said, well, look, come into a Google Hangout, get to know us, have a chat, and then we can take it from there. If you fancy it, then you fancy. If you don't, you don't, sort of thing. So I went into a Google Hangout with him and a couple of the other guys, and got to know him a little bit better. And then in the end, they sort of said, you're going to do it, you're going to do it, you're going to do it. And I thought, these guys aren't going to give up. So I thought, something, let's just say yes and get it over and done with. And that sounds quite bad, but like I said, it's nothing on their part. It's just purely me. I'm just not one of those sort of people who likes to sort of do those sort of things. And for the first half of the show, I did feel, I felt relaxed, but I felt very much on edge as well. But for the second half of the show, I definitely felt as though I was actually starting to enjoy it, and I really do appreciate those guys inviting me onto it. And also, Todd was one of the guest hosts on the show as well, because normally I think there's 4 of them. You got Dean, Rick, John, and Craig, and I think it was Craig who couldn't make it that night, because he was doing, I think they said he was doing a chess tournament or something like that, and so they asked Todd to be the guest host. So there's me and Todd on the same show there, so that was nice. So if you want to watch that, what I'll do is I'll leave a link to the video in the description box below. You can go along and check that out. I think it's only meant to be like an hour-long show, but it's actually ended up being about 2 hours long. And it is something that gets the recording uploaded to YouTube. It also goes out live as well. So I think it's every Thursday. Go along and check them out. I'll leave I'll leave a link to the actual video, and from there you can go along to their YouTube channel and subscribe to them. And once again, thank you very much to the guys for inviting me onto the show. Hopefully I didn't embarrass myself too much and make a tip myself, and hopefully you'll enjoy the video. What have I been purchasing over the last sort of couple of weeks? Well, a couple of things. One was this, which is the SMY Touchbox, and it's a variable wattage mod. They can go up to 100 watts. It's all temperature control. You can use Ni200 stainless steel wire for your temperature control. And go as low as 0.10 with the resistance of your coil. It's got a 2600 milliamp hour battery in there, or two 1300 milliamp hour batteries, which are running in parallel, which makes it 2600. But the main sort of thing about it, which sort of piqued my interest, was the fact that it's the world's first touchscreen on a sort of a vaping device. And it was, I think it was £90 I paid from Vape and e-cig store. I think it's .com or .co.uk. I'll put the description, or the link up there on the screen for you. And they are only about sort of 5 minutes away from me. And I didn't actually pay for a special next day delivery, but on the day I ordered it, in the evening I got a knock on the door, and obviously see my address, realised I'm only around the corner, and actually hand delivered it to me, and then also refunded my special next day delivery cost, which was about £8 or something like that. So thank you for them for sorting out the refund of my postage. Okay, I've been using it now for about a week. I can't remember when I actually got it. I think it's, well, maybe just over a week ago, and it's all right. It's the best way to describe it. It's neither brilliant, but it's not crap either. It's right there in the middle. It's just an alright mod. See, the main sort of feature of it is the touchscreen, and I was expecting the touchscreen to be quite poor, but I've been pleasantly surprised in that aspect. It is quite responsive. I was thinking you have to really press hard, you're going to make your gestures and nothing's going to happen. But to get to your menu, you just do like an L shape. You turn it on, and it brings up the menu. You can see, you know, it's nice and quick. Obviously, you do see you have this screen sort of saver here, and I've got some woman on there sucking her finger rather provocatively. And you can change that. Now, eventually, there's meant to be software available which will allow you to actually sort of upload your own images. And the sooner they do that, the better, because the images supplied are pretty ropey, to say the least. Let's just bring those up. Display, choose wallpaper, and as you can hopefully see there, if I'm getting it shot, you know, it is quite fluid. So the first one, you've got what looks like the planet Earth and another great big planet next to it, which I suppose is all right. You then got that bird there, or that lady there, should I say. Then you've got a picture of a young girl with her back to you, and I think this is a lot of vaping product. Would you really want a stranger's young daughter on it? I just think that's a little bit weird, to be quite honest. You then got a picture of a starfish stuck in the sand. You then got a sort of up the shorts photo of some, I hope it's a man. Anyway, oh my God, no, I don't hope it's a man. Oh God. I've then got a picture of some bloke coming down on a parachute. Just for the record, I am straight. Been happily married for 15 years now. But I don't even know what I said there. Maybe it's my subconscious telling me something. You never know. And then finally, you got a picture of a dog wearing sunglasses, and that's it. You know. So I don't understand why you would have that on there. So the sooner they can allow you to change the photos, the absolute better for me personally anyway. But I say it's all right, you know, the battery life's not too bad. It's quite a nice size. I have got big hands, but you know, it's quite a nice size there. It's all right. That's the best way I can describe it, as all right. Another thing I bought, and this actually turned up during the vaping shots for my first impressions, and that is my Nataraki mod, which is a stabilised wood mod. I bought this from Custom-Vapes, I think it's .co.uk. Very, very expensive. I think I paid £339 for that. Is it worth £339? I can tell you that. No, it's not worth £399. £339 should I say. But it is a very nice mod, and I've been wanting one of these stabilised wood mods for a very long time now, ever since I first started seeing pictures of them on Instagram. But the thing is, though, is that they're extremely hard to get hold of. I think it's all done via Facebook these days, and unless you're in the know and you know the groups and you know the admin, it just seems like it's very hard to be able to actually sort of go along and buy one. You very rarely ever see things like this just on a website where you can add it to cart and check out. But it's a couple of months ago when I was searching for something else, I went to the Custom Vapes website and I see they had these on now, but getting out of stock. So I signed up to be notified by email. I think it was on the Sunday evening, got the email saying that they had the V2 version in, which is the sort of hybrid stabilised wood. And once I sort of picked myself up off the floor after seeing the price of them, I thought, you know what, I've been wanting one for a very, very long time. It's going to be something that I'm going to hopefully sort of treasure and keep for a long time. So fuck it, let's go for it, sort of thing. The only sort of slight disappointment, bear in mind I've only been using it for, well, I got it this morning, so I've not really sort of even had a proper chance to sort of use it yet. The only sort of slight disappointment I've had with it on like first impressions is the colour. The photos on the website, the sort of like the blue part looks a lot lighter. It looks like a really light coloured blue, nice sort of bright, and the colours are sort of quite popping. Whereas in the flesh, it's almost like a dark green colour, really. Not too sure how it's sort of getting picked up on the camera. But yeah, so that was a slight disappointment. It still looks really nice, though. I'm still glad I got one. But like I said, I would have preferred it if the colours were a little bit brighter still. But you know, it's variable wattage, up to 75 watts temperature control. It uses the same sort of electronics as something like the SX Mini M class. It's all temperature control. 75 watts, very nicely made. Quite sort of light, to be quite honest. Takes a single 18650, adjustable or sprung loaded 510 on there. And like I say, no, I can't really sort of comment too much because I've only really had about sort of 10 minutes worth of use out of it. I'll have a quick vape though. Just got my sinuses are a bit shagged at the moment, so I've got a Smock TFV4 with one of the tri-coils in there, 0.2 ohms at 75 watts with a really strong menthol. So you blow that through your router and it really does clear the sinuses out. So both of them are actually working, so that's nice. Normally when I blow vapour out from my nose, it only comes out of one side. So you know, the menthol vapes, when it's nice and strong, it really does clean the old sinuses out. That's it. All clear. I can breathe again. My nose is running now though. Okay, so like I said, I have wasted many hours a day because I completely forgot to turn the fucking microphone on like a tit. And I feel like I'm really rushed this now because I want to try and get it uploaded for this evening. So I've not had anything uploaded for about sort of 8 or 9 days now in total. So I am going to wrap it up here. My apologies if the vlog is more crap than usual, but like I said, I am having to sort of rush things along at the moment, and I've made a few mistakes. I've almost admitted wanting to look up a man's skirt as well for some reason, so not been a good day so far. Anyway, if you do fancy a chance of winning a infinite rebuildable drip atomizer, just simply leave a comment in the comment sections below. And thank you very much to vapor.co.uk for supplying the giveaway prize. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you soon.